Go, Lovely Rose by Edmund Waller, 1606 to 1687. Go, lovely rose, tell her that wastes her time and me, that now she knows, when I resemble her to thee, how sweet and fair she seems to be. Tell her that's young and shuns to have her graces spied, that hadst thou sprung in deserts where no men abide, thou must have uncommended died. Small is the worth of beauty from the light retired. Bid her come forth, suffer herself to be desired, and not blush so to be admired. Then die, that she the common fate of all things rare may read in thee, how small a part of time they share that are so wondrous, sweet and fair. Okay, this poem is by Edmund Waller. He came from around Buckinghamshire. This is to the northwest or the west of London. It's quite close. Let's see, he was a poet and a politician. He was a member of Parliament for many years. His father was in fact a second cousin to Thomas Cromwell, who was the leader of the parliamentarians, although Edmund Waller himself was a royalist and supported the king. And Waller was exiled or banished from England or from Britain and lived for about 8 or 10 years in France and Switzerland. But eventually Oliver Cromwell let him come back to the UK, and when the Reformation, the restoration of the king, so the restoration of the monarchy occurred, then he became a member of Parliament again. So what's this poem about? Well, it's about the poet talking to a rose, and he's telling the rose that he wants the rose to give a message to this woman who he admires or who he's in love with, and I think she's refusing his advances. And he wants the rose to tell her that she needs to act now, carpe diem, seize the day, that she needs to allow herself to be admired by him. And I think also that therefore he would hope that she might admire him and not to spurn or to reject his advances. So, go, lovely rose, tell her that wastes her time and me. So Rose, go to this woman, let me give you to this woman, and you will be able to tell her that she's wasting her time, and she's wasting my time as well. Now she knows, when I resemble her to thee, how sweet and fair she seems to be. So tell her that I think this beautiful rose is like her, and through that she will know how beautiful and how sweet and how wonderful I think she is. Tell her that's young and shuns to have her graces spied. So tell her that somebody who's young and shuns and turns their back on letting people see their beauty. So he's now saying that she's refusing to let him admire her. Yeah, and she runs away from, she runs having people see her beauty. And then he gives a metaphor saying, that hadst thou sprung in deserts where no men abide, thou must have uncommended die. So he's saying that a rose that grows in a desert where nobody lives will die, but not because it lacks water, but is because it lacks appreciation. And he's saying that she is wasting her beauty and her grace by hiding in a desert, because what use is beauty and grace if it is not allowed to be seen by anyone? And this is the idea of the rose growing in the desert. The rose will die because nobody appreciates its beauty. Small is the worth of beauty from the light retired. So there is no value in beauty that is hidden from the light. There's no value in beauty that nobody can see. Bid her come forth, suffer herself to be desired. So bid her, ask her to come out of her hiding place, to come forward and suffer herself, allow herself to be desired by me, and not to blush so to be admired, and not to be embarrassed because she's being admired. So come out into the light, let me desire you, let me admire your beauty, and don't be embarrassed by it. Then die. So now he's talking to the rose. He says, and afterwards, when you've given her this message, then I want you to die, rose, that she the common fate of all things rare may read in thee. So, and like that, she will see what happens to rare and beautiful things, and she will see that this rare and beautiful rose has died, and let her be afraid that the same thing will happen to her, that she may that her time on earth, her time as this beautiful, wonderful being, is limited, and like that she must seize the day and act now. How small a part of time they share that are so wondrous, sweet and fair. So there's only a small time to live, there's only a small time to share her beauty and her grace, and and this is something that happens, that suddenly time has finished, or life has finished. We are not immortal, and beauty and grace may not be immortal as well, and that maybe the death of the rose will shock her out of her complacency and let him admire her. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Go Lovely Rose by Edmund Waller.